Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of your most educative and informative TV talk show on New World TV, The Daily Trend. The Daily Trend is a panel TV show that hosts a group of outspoken discussants who come together to share their thoughts and experiences on issues that trend in our everyday lives. Here on Daily Trend, we talk about everything and anything. And today, we're going to talk about something that is part of our lives. We're going to talk about priorities in marriage. We're going to segment this show into two. For the first segment, we're going to talk about destination marriage. How considered is destination marriage? And then for the second session, we're going to talk about prioritizing a family member or something else in the marriage. Today with me in the studio are Pascal and Abigail. And remember, you can watch this episode, a repeat of it, on every Saturday at 9:10 a.m. and at 4:10 p.m. My name is Gracious Dandari. Please don't go away. We'll be right back. Hello, you're welcome back. So as I did say in the intro, we're going to talk about priorities, and for this session we're discussing destination marriages. Well, I think destination marriage, when we talk about destination marriage, what I believe is it's having a marriage ceremony about 200 kilometers away from where you will usually reside, you and your partner.
Or probably your hometown.
Your hometown. Okay, so what are your thoughts on destination marriages?
Well, destination marriages, for me, I believe that is a type of marriage that you actually plan with your spouse to be with maybe your family members if you have the money to do. So actually live where you're surrounded. Maybe if you are in a country, Togo, for instance, you decide to do your marriage in the US. Yeah, it's a destination marriage, but then it has a lot of things that entails, that makes it destination marriage.
But if I'm based in Republic of Togo, why would I want to move?
It doesn't necessarily mean that you move from country to country. It can be from city to city, it can be from town to town.
Okay.
That is how destination marriage works.
I see.
Before I continue with my submission, I'd like to say hello to our cherished viewers. We appreciate their time. They should keep watching the Daily Trend. Talking of destination marriage, it entails a lot. Planning destination marriage, you need to, it's a package on its own. It's a package on its own because you need to look out for the venue. You need to check. We have a lot of time. It's time consuming and it's very stressful.
The list of attendees.
Yes, it's very stressful. But when you have the financial muscles, it's a bit easier for you because you have your planners to take care of most of the work. You have your planners to take care of most of the work for you. But if you don't have the financial muscles, it's very difficult and it's a tedious thing to do because you need to go up and down. Let's talk of securing a visa, or so that means you need a travel agency.
No, but if you say destination marriage is very tedious to do, what about the marriages that are in that you actually do in your locality at where you are? It also entails a lot of work. It's very tedious. Looking at the time that you have to spend to plan, yes, looking at the number of people that you have to go around to make a list of, looking at the things that you have to put into these marriages. It's
when we talk of marriage, we are not talking about we should invite the whole community to come there. Just a few people.
Too, you don't need to invite the whole community.
Yes,
no,
so
but
just a
guys,
few people is also enough.
The issue is that I'm even just wondering, even if you have the money and all the resources available, I'm just thinking, why would I even want to shift my marriage ceremony from where I stay to a different place? I'm here to get that.
That one, it depends. It depends on the individual. Okay, you and your partner, you come together. You say you want to have your wedding or your marriage at this place. That is between the two of you. So now it's left with your lovers, those who love you, who would like to follow you anywhere you going, to support you.
But then I've witnessed some marriages that the lovers don't go with them. Just a few people, maybe the mother, the father, the siblings of
that
the
few
couple.
people are their lovers. We are supposed to
But then
to
if you
consider
say
them as their
lovers, it doesn't entail only the family. It entails your friends too. So what about that one?
If
Well,
your
but
friends,
your friends are also
if your
part of
friends,
those who love you.
yes, if your friends can go with you, and you feel this friend is supposed to be with me that day, and you can foot the bill, yes, why not?
Oh, so destination marriages also have they actually have a lot of problems, a lot of
That is what
But
I'm
then they
saying.
have
What are some
advantages
of what are
also.
some of these limitations? What are some of the problems that you are likely to encounter if you want to embark on a destination marriage? You want to shift your marriage ceremony from where you are to another locality, or another location. What could be some of the challenges that you are likely to face?
Okay, so looking at some of the challenges that you are likely to face, probably the couple who want to decide to actually go in for this destination marriage, they may not be financially capable to do it. That is why some people, after planning all day long for a destination marriage, they marry in their locality, then later have their honeymoon somewhere else, because it's quite convenient.
I don't think somebody will be planning for destination marriage
Something can actually
and will not be
happen.
having
the
the
financial
means.
No,
means.
Yes,
you shouldn't
first of all, it
forget
will not
about
even
the
come
things
to
that-
thought. It
No,
will not even
yes,
come
because
to thought.
if you don't have the means,
yes.
why will you even dream it?
You
Yes,
have
you
the
will not
means,
even
but
dream
then
it.
something might have happened that will actually block you from having that destination.
Then you
What about
change.
that one?
You
Yeah,
change
you
the
change
idea.
it.
Do
You
you
change the
necessarily
idea.
have to do a destination marriage?
Yes. When
Because
you
I
know
think
you
mostly
cannot-
it's the ladies that have that kind of fairy tale like dream. Oh, I want to get married in an
I'm trying to say
aeroplane.
we have fantasies.
I know,
good
but
fantasies.
you know,
No,
it's the
what
ladies
you
usually.
people, you should understand, like, marriage is just once in a lifetime.
Okay.
Okay, so just
That
once
is
in
why
a
you have
lifetime,
to
when you make
put
it
in
better
your all
and
to
good and
plan it.
adventurous, you just have to make it all those things, and then you enjoy it yourself. Okay, it's just once in a lifetime. But if you don't have the means, you have to stay off. I know, for me, I believe that there's no marriage or ceremony which is very small or big, though the amount involved might be different.
So it all depends on how much you have.
You have. That's what you are
you
supposed
sure?
to do. Yes.
Why do you say that?
We have people who use let's say $1 million to what? To prepare their marriage ceremony. And some people see it to be peanuts. Others also use $2 million. But
then,
they are all getting married.
Yes.
They are all getting
and
married.
the marriages are going to be valid.
Yes.
Okay.
all marriages are valid. You can't tell me that there's no marriage that is
That
not
is
valid.
why I'm
Yes.
saying there's no marriage ceremony which is small
But then
or
we can
bigger.
have simple marriages and we can have
What do
very
you-
expensive
No,
marriages.
what do you term as expensive and simple?
Well, simple, you may be in the same category with me, having the financial strength that I have with you. But then I decide to use a less amount of money, get a simple place, get a place where I wouldn't have to accommodate a lot of people, to feed a lot of mouths. At least that I can term as a simple
So
marriage.
for you,
so
for you feeding a lot of mouth, that makes it expensive.
Not necessarily feeding a lot of mouth, but then the number of people can also determine whether it is simple or it is an expensive marriage.
No, we can
No,
have
wait,
wedding
wait,
with 4
wait.
people, but it's very
Abi-
expensive.
Abigail, let me just ask this question directly. Why would you go in for a destination marriage? Just give me 1, 2, at least reasons, some reasons why you would want to go in for a destination marriage. You can, if you are in Ghana, Togo, wherever you are, you can just have your marriage ceremony where you are, where your community people are, where you are known, where your family members are, where your friends are, and they want to celebrate your marriage with you on that day. It's your day, but they want to enjoy it with you.
I
Why will you
understand.
shift and deny them that opportunity? Why you shift it away?
It's not that I'm shifting and denying.
So give me the
them.
reasons why you go
Okay,
for a
for me,
destination marriage.
I'll go for a destination marriage because I believe it's less expensive. One, you actually wouldn't have to do a lot of planning
Okay.
In the sense that when it comes to the ceremony, you have people who have already planned out everything for you. Those who will take care of the bouquet, those who take care of the food, those who take care
And
of...
that's if you want.
And you caught that
It's less expensive.
it's less expensive.
Because they are experts at what they do.
They
And you
are
can
expert,
actually
and you are going
bargain
to
the
pay
price.
every individual
Yes,
who is
you're
going to work for you that day.
It doesn't mean that you should have a lot of people
No,
that you
but
should,
Pascal, I
should
think
work for.
what
I
she's
don't see
saying-
that
what-
to be less expensive.
No, it all
Less
depends.
expensive. It depends on you.
No, Pascal, look, imagine this scenario, okay? So you want to marry, and your fiancé says, "Oh, sweetheart, my dream has always been to marry on a river." You can just go to the river. All what you need are 2 witnesses from either from your side and her side, okay? Plus the officiating minister, if you're a Christian, or if it's a judge, or a rep of the judge. I mean, a rep of the court. You go there, just 4 or 5 people. You are in a boat. You just have your marriage ceremony.
So
But
what
you
is
even
valid?
the
Hold
people
on,
that are
so
going
hold on.
to-
No, wait, hold
What
on.
it means
hold
that
on,
you
guys.
actually have no mouths to feed. That's number 1. And after this ceremony, you don't have people who come with long speeches to come and bore you, because
That is
it's
also
your
the
The
marriage.
marriage
marriage.
alone doesn't end on the river or the sea.
No.
Okay, it doesn't.
After that,
what
it's
if
happening.
I'm a type of person who gets scared when I see water?
No,
But
but
then
you
you're not
and
going to do it on the river.
Yes,
You have the
we have
place
people
where
who
it's
don't
near the
use
river.
it's just
the
an
boats
example I'm
and-
giving.
Yes, that's
It's
what
just-
I'm telling you. So it's just a matter of time, and you have to come to agreement. Like, I don't like to go near water. So if you also like to go near water, I don't think we could do that. You
No,
understand?
Pascal, the point is
So
that
the issue is she wants to marry in Europe. Okay, I have the means to take her there, and I can do that. Fine, I'm going to do it. But if I don't have the means to do that, there's no way I'm going to agree to that. And she
Now
has
you
to
have
reason
agreed
with
to
me.
do a destination marriage, and the reason why I say it's less expensive because every family they have. There are people that have their various professions. You can have a caterer in your family. You can have somebody who does decor and all that. For it to be less expensive, probably your family is outside, and you decide to go there, and they are the ones who will actually take care of the marriage. So you wouldn't need to pay that much.
no, but
It's
you see,
really
guys,
lesser.
you are making this. You see, I enjoy your point, because when we talk about destination marriage, it can be less expensive or more expensive, depending on how you plan it.
For me, I
so
think it's
my
less
marriage,
For me,
if I'm
everything away from home is expensive.
I could no.
I
it
don't
can't be.
agree
I
with
don't
you.
agree with you.
because everything away from home is expensive is not necessarily true. Number 1, if you are going to, as I did say, if you are going to get married, okay, it's between you and your fiancé, and then your immediate family. You can just go 5 people, as I said. You go and have the marriage ceremony, and that's it. You are
Simple.
married. Number 1.
I have a friend. They did all the court weddings and stuffs Europe, but still came down to Africa
That is a
You
decision they
understand?
have made between themselves.
to come and continue with the wedding here. So with that one, do you think that is not expensive?
Well, it depends.
It depends. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just a matter of you have to come to a compromise if you can do it or not. You understand?
But then now you've decided to do it, so you have to
If
put in your all
you've
effort.
decided to do it, that means you have the means. So it's,
Okay, but
you will not call it.
Abi, supposing your boyfriend finally agrees that, okay, you want to get married maybe in Paris, just an example. But you know that to get to Paris, you need a lot of money. You need to buy plane tickets. You need to have a passport. You need to do a lot of things. Now your boyfriend has agreed that, okay, let's go get married in Paris, okay. But your family is family. They want to witness. Your dad, your mom will want to see your marriage ceremony. Are you going to buy a plane ticket for all of them to go with you just because they want to witness your marriage? Or you say, oh no, this one, I'm now moving away from you into another family. So let's go get married and come back because I've lived all my life with you.
Okay.
And what will you do? What are the options that you have?
Now the argument is becoming a heated argument, and we would like to go for a short break. We'll be back to continue. welcome back from the break. The question was, my husband has agreed for me to go for a destination marriage, and my parents want to actually go with me to have them. I will look for something to help my parents to come with me.
With the plane tickets and all those stuff.
Yes.
And that is less expensive.
That is less expensive for me. Anyway, we are moving on to the next segment, and we talked about destination marriage in the first segment. We are going to talk about priorities in marriage. Looking at marriages, we have married. I'm with my husband, in the family, and we have a third party joining into the marriage. Who is actually going to be the priority? Is it going to be the third party, which may be your child or your in-laws or something that is actually, for me, I think it's going to be the husband. Because in the marriage, I need to make my husband comfortable. And also, in making him the king that he is, he can make me the queen that I am, to be able to take care of my children. So, who is actually the priority in the marriage, and what is the priority, and when does something actually becomes a priority in the marriage?
Abby, well, you see, we previously, in the previous session, we struggled through destination marriage as to whether you want to marry within where you are.
Now
or
you are
travel.
married.
Now you have struggled and you are married.
It doesn't
Happy.
matter whether destination marriage
And now,
or the other marriage.
Yes, you are now married. So we are now talking about priorities. Mm-hmm. And you think your husband should be a priority.
Yeah.
I agree with you halfway. After our marriage, let us assume we get married. You, the wife, will be my priority automatically. I have the option of choosing to prioritize myself or my job or something else, but I will prioritize you because it's just us. It's a partnership. It's an agreement we've gone into. But as soon as a child arrives,
which means you're going to work in partnership with your wife.
Marriage is always a partnership.
That intimacy that you
exactly. So I'll always prioritize you. World. Exactly. But as soon as a child comes in, trust me, I'm going to shift that priority from you to that child.
Why?
Number one, you and I are both mature. In fact, we saw ourselves and we felt that we're grown enough to get married. Okay, we're mature enough to get married and to stay together. Now, this child that has just come, this new family member that has just come to join the family, is a child. You and I have evolved through life's stages. Okay, we know what pain is. We know what joy is. We know what happiness is. We know how to relate with people. You know what good and bad is. You know everything about life.
But it doesn't mean you should relegate your husband or your wife.
No, my point. I've not even finished.
Yes.
Now, my point is, this child that has just come has now evolved through life stages. So, if you decide to still prioritize, if I decide to still prioritize my wife, who is mature and can take care of herself independently,
it doesn't mean that you are relegating the responsibilities.
Yes, but we're talking priorities. The options are which of them, and I'm saying that I'll always prioritize my child because my child will need me more than you will need me.
The child you are prioritizing is your responsibility. Okay.
Yes.
We are all aware the child is your responsibility, but your priority is always supposed to be your wife. Yes.
And what about the husband?
For the husband,
no, he is going for wife. For him, his priority will be his wife.
I'm going for the wife.
Well, for me, I think
husband.
it's my husband.
But the issue is
my husband to be my
the
priority.
person who should be prioritized in marriage is always and must be the wife. Because the wife is the one who is going to take care of the home.
But
and
the
herself.
husband also takes care of the home.
No, it's the woman that takes care of the home, but it's the responsibility of the man to provide.
Oh, jeez.
You understand? It's a responsibility to provide, but the woman must take care of herself and then the home.
So your wife will be
with the child. The child is a responsibility.
Okay.
If you are saying
with time, your kids are going to move away, and you still have the two of you living together. So when this pressure is coming from the family, your in-laws and those attacking your wife, why is she not giving birth and all those things, you are supposed to defend her and be there for her because she is your priority. You understand? Because you don't have to wait you love her, that's why you married her.
Yes.
Now,
I love my
as
husband,
times
that's
goes on, you come and you be like, because there's a child, I don't love you anymore.
No,
Not that
Or-
you don't love him or her anymore.
So if
just
the
that
love is
your
constant, if
attention
the love
has
is-
shifted.
No, why should you shift your attention? Because there's something new. There's something new, or there's something coming.
You
It's
see,
not
I will
supposed to
shift
be
my
so.
attention from my wife because you have asked a question.
That one is, I don't want to call it a mistake, but it is an error that most people have been doing, and it's an excuse. It's an excuse to stop loving their partners.
It's not that
Pascal.
they've stopped loving
It-
their partner.
that-
the attention
No,
that they
the
used to
attention
give
that
to
you
the man
need.
and the woman has shifted to the child.
Why should
and
it be
why
so?
should it be so?
Why should it be so? It's not
Let
supposed
me now
to be
give you
changed.
the reasons for which I say I will always and forever prioritize my child over my wife. I have already stated that before the child came, it was my wife. Because maybe I didn't really have a lot of choices. Even if I had a lot of choices, the society recognizes our marriage. And the society knows that I have a responsibility and a duty towards my wife.
So are you trying to say that if there were other choices, you put your priority to those choices?
Than
And
your
relegate
wife.
I am
your
saying
wife
that I had
Than your
choices.
wife.
I could
Than
have
your
chosen. I could have chosen to prioritize football over my wife. I could have chosen
And
to prioritize my job over my wife.
The question is that a good thing, or choosing something over your wife? Is it a good thing?
You are delving into morality.
No.
The issue
Is
is
it a good
the
thing?
issue is what is your priority in marriage? I am saying that apart from having a good job that I have to earn to take care of my wife, to make her beautiful every day, I could have chosen that my job
It's
is my
not
priority.
only about making her beautiful.
Exactly. No, but my point is, you are not even my priority once there's a child. I've already stated that child will need me more than you will need me, and you should agree.
In
Number
what
one,
way is
you are
that
in,
child
And
going
you
to
know,
need
if
you
you
more
do
than
that,
your
the wife
I'll
gets
give the
jealous, the
reasons.
husband gets jealous. Do you know that?
Yes, the husband gets jealous that you have. Okay, my wife may get jealous that I have more attention, or I've prioritized more attention for my kid, or I've prioritized my kid over her. But as I said, my wife is a mature woman, and I saw the maturity and I married her.
Let's
I'm
put
sure that.
Then why
maturity
did you marry in the
aside.
first place?
No, wait.
Abigail,
let me establish
Abigail,
the point.
Listen, at the home, okay, when a child is not happy, we can still manage the home. If the husband is not happy, we could still manage the. But if the wife is not happy, that is disaster.
Why do you say that? I don't agree with
Pascal,
you. Why do
have
you
you
say
heard the
that?
statement that
Because she
like
controls
father like son?
everything. She controls everything in the house. It's just that you don't know that the woman controls the men. They just show muscles like they are strong, but it's the woman that runs every affair in the house.
Okay, you are saying that
Okay.
you should prioritize the wife.
So it's always the woman.
What
The
if
woman.
what if there's an in-law in the house with you? You have the man, you have the woman, you have the child, and you have the in-law. So who are you going to prioritize now?
It's always my wife, the woman.
Okay, will
I
there
can't
ever be a
drive my
time,
woman
Pascal?
away from the house. My wife, I can't. But
So
I
if
can
it
still
is
tell
your mother,
my mother.
your mother was your first wife before you actually got married. What about that
No,
one?
I'm just Pascal. Just a quick one. If other people come, your wife is your priority.
Yes.
Is there ever going to be a time that you're going to shift your priority from your wife to something else or someone else, and why?
I will never shift my priority from my wife to any other thing.
Even your mother.
Even my mother. No way. I'm not going to do that. I'm not saying it in a way that I don't love my mother or any other thing. But for the
Because in the evening on your
I'm
bed
married
is your
to
wife.
her. Yes,
Okay,
she's my wife.
okay.
And my mother is my mother.
And she's
So-
also a stranger that you have brought into your life.
Yes.
Okay.
And now she's going to be with
You
me
saying
for the
she's
rest
a
of my
stranger that
life.
he has brought into.
Yes.
But you actually become a couple.
No,
you
but
learn
before-
to
no,
study each
yeah.
other. You learn to cohabit with each other,
Abigail.
coexist with each other. So I will not agree that
No,
she's
my
a
point is
stranger.
that my point is that no matter how close you are with your wife will forever be a stranger because she grew up
In
a
the same way, when
different
the child
environment.
comes into the family, you don't know the child. That is when you are beginning to know your child. Do
You
understand?
created that child.
Yes, I
And
created
from the
that
beginning,
child. You
the-
can't tell me that your father knows you more than you do.
No, my point is the real danger is that when you neglect prioritizing your child, and you prioritize the other partner. So in my case, if I neglect prioritizing my child and I prioritize my wife, the danger is that that child will not have the first-hand feeling of what true love is. Do you understand? Between us, we already grew. I mean, we have grown. We are grown, so we understand what love is. If you prioritize, it's just us. Every day, it has been the same thing.
So,
but if you prioritize your child, the child knows that
Gracious,
this is what love is.
Gracious, are you saying if you don't prioritize your child is never going to know what love is?
My point.
But I can tell you,
I'm not saying
I can
so.
tell you that when you prioritize your wife, okay, everything in the home is just like, I don't know how to put it, but everything in the house goes on
in place.
Yes, smoothly, without any complication. You understand? Because that woman can even turn your own child against you in the same house. The same, yes.
My child can be turned against me by my wife.
Yes, in the same house.
Okay, because the first contact is the mother. Okay.
So if you want to get to the child, what you can still go through the mother and you still get to the child. Because if you buy maybe a gift for your child and you give it to the mother will take it and say, your father bought this for you. Every time the child will be hearing, your dad did this for you. Your child.
But then the husband can actually do it himself.
He can do it himself.
Win the heart of the child.
Yes.
Should he necessarily be that it should be from the mother?
This is when
all
you
the
start
time?
giving everything to your child straight. Like you buy something, you go and give to your. So now the mother, who is supposed to what? Talk to the child for you, will also say like, oh, okay, you don't like me or you don't want to be with me. You understand? Okay. That is when everything starts to what?
Okay, so Pascal, okay, let me know if it's a general question. We do know that in a marriage, now you've done your destination, you are happy, and there's a child now, where you are wondering, which of them should I prioritize, my wife or my child? Okay, but you know that I know that if I prioritize my wife over my child, a day can come, if my wife is not happy with me, she can file for a divorce. That's number one. Will your child ever file for a divorce? You are not married. So number two, if I prioritize my child over my wife, after the child has grown and has matured enough, and he wants to exit our home, then automatically my priority will now shift back to my wife. But my wife, as I said, will understand that, okay, this child was also my responsibility. So if my husband was not really having a lot of attention for me as he did from the beginning of our marriage, then it was because of my child. But now the child that we have brought is no more with us.
Gracious.
Why you actually relegate your husband or your wife to the background and give all your attention?
That's because my wife can divorce me anytime. She can cheat on me at any time.
Because of that same reason, that is why you should make your wife or your husband your priority.
No, my point is that
Abigail,
if you prioritize your...
Abigail, with that question, we all know and we are aware that the future is what? Uncertain. So because of the uncertainty, you cannot say because of your wife or husband will divorce you, so you should prioritize your child. It's never done. That is an excuse. You are only...
That is according to you.
Not according to me, but that is it.
No.
You are only trying to...
From the two of you,
you are only trying to...
What I can deduce is that we don't have to take the child and prioritize, take the mother or the father and prioritize. You should have time for each and everybody in
but
the family.
If you have no option but to choose one,
if you have no option to choose,
I'll choose my husband.
It should be your wife.
I think the child
because the wife controls the room. The wife controls the home. So choosing your wife, everything will just be in place.
I'll give you my reasons why I will always choose my son or my child. My child needs my attention more because my wife is mature and will not need my attention. My child, I'll be judged based on the behavior of my child. So it is my responsibility towards my child.
So you mean your wife is not a good woman to raise your child?
My wife is independent and can take care of her child. I mean herself.
And cannot take care of your child?
Not necessarily, but my child needs me and my wife more than my wife needs me. That's just my point.
Well, for me, I think it's the husband too.
Well,
it should always be the wife.
Well, viewers, unfortunately, this is all what time permits, and then Remember, you can watch a repeat of this show on every Thursday at 9:10 a.m. and at 4:10 p.m. This has been your TV show, that is the Daily Trend, and with me in the studio have been Pascal and Abigail. We've had a very fantastic time, and we're hoping that you join us again next time for another exciting topic. Till we meet again, it's goodbye.